OpenAI released two of the most important features for how you use GPT, and no one else is covering this. We're going to give you the download on why these things are so important. Plus, they give their roadmap to get to GPT-5. That's right. All of us are going to have a human level expert available for free at a website. We're going to take you through the news on this episode of Marketing Against the Grain. I'm your co-host, Kieran Flanagan. Here, as always, with my co-host, Kip Bodner. Okay, Kip, we have to do a quick 5-minute episode here for all of the Marketing Against Grain fans to talk about two big updates from OpenAI. One of them we are pretty excited by.
Pumped about, actually.
So it's in news that the reasoning models, O3 and O1, can now allow for image upload and file upload. So let me give you a really simplistic use case here to show you how impactful this is. You and I had Meyer on, who was CMO and Chief Growth Officer from Clarke. And on that episode, we actually ran through this real use case where I had synthetic data, which was a growth dashboard for a SaaS company, ARR 30 million. And then we would put that into the reasoning models and they would create an entire growth plan. When I was doing that, I couldn't use the O3 models because I couldn't upload the data. I couldn't even upload an image with a snapshot of the data.
It was frustrating.
And so now you can actually use these reasoning models with all of your data. I think this is like my evening has been sorted. This is I'm just going to start playing with this.
This is a great example that in artificial intelligence, what you're going to hear about are the big, flashy, step function things. New models, new agents, things like that. But where you get a ton of value are really small product improvements to the things you use all the time. And if you are like us and you use the reasoning models in ChatGPT, which I think are still my favorite reasoning models, Kieran, O1 and O3, I like it better than the Gemini reasoning model, then this was like a big stopgap to doing a lot of things, or you had to just copy and paste a bunch of flat text and everything into it, right? And this is kind of a game changer in a whole host of ways.
That is a game changer. And then the second huge game changer, and I think this is massive, and we talked about this before. We talked about this on WhatsApp last night, actually. OpenAI actually give a roadmap, and they have never really given a roadmap before. And actually, it does talk to something that you and I have talked about off mic that I really thought we could just cover really, really quickly. So today, they're full steam ahead with GPT 4.5 and GPT-5. So pretty huge, right? This is this year. I suspect these are going to be out this year.
Yeah, me too.
So prepare to have mind melting models this year, right?
You haven't even got to the best part yet, Kieran.
I haven't even got to the best part. So what has happened with all these companies? Well, you have to kind of flick between all the different models. Like, I think I want this model for this. I'm going to use this model for this. And you're kind of trying to choose. You have to be a total
dork. You have to know what every model does. And, I need a reasoning model for this. I need a cheap, fast model for this, right?
Yeah, exactly. And you have to switch between non-reasoning models and reasoning models. And most people are still not clear, not only when they should choose one model over the other, but even how to prompt those different models. Correct. How you prompt the non-reasoning model and how you prompt the reasoning model are very different. So what they are saying is, you're not going to have any of those in the future. We're going to launch 4.5. It's going to be called Orion. It's going to be their last non-chain of thought model, which means it's a non-reasoning model. Then they're going to release GPT-5 as a system that integrates a lot of our technology, inclusive of O3. We will no longer ship O3 as a standalone model, which means they will have an orchestration layer. They will have one model that can basically decide what you need. So you don't have to decide what is the thing. Do I need O3? Do I need O1? Do I need whatever it may be? It will just be a model, and that model is able to understand what you are trying to do, and it will, in the back end, likely call the right model from OpenAI to complete your task. So the user experience here just gets incredibly easy. I use my ChatGPT model, I tell it what I want to do, and it figures out what is the right model, what is the right way to prompt that model. And I think this is going to be an incredible boom for usage with these platforms.
Well, so there's two things happening here. They want to make it easier for all of us to use AI and to not have to be an expert, not have to do all the picking and selection. Look, we all love ChatGPT. You've probably used it before, and if you haven't, stick around because you're going to want to listen to this. I've used AI a ton. I use ChatGPT for research, for writing. I use Claude to put guides together for whether I'm taking a trip or I'm working on a project at work. It's awesome. Well, I've got something that will make ChatGPT an even better experience for you. We've got this killer ChatGPT bundle that will take your prompting to the next level. It has over 100 prompts and a step-by-step guide to integrate it across your workflow. It is a total game changer. If you want it, I'll drop a link in the description below. Now let's get back to today's show. And then, Kieran, I do think that there's a second motivation here. And that second motivation is that OpenAI wants to take out Google. One thing that we didn't talk about on the show that was a really small thing, but now it used to be if you went to chatgpt.com, you got like a landing page and you had to log in. Now you just get a prompt to go and search anything because they've made ChatGPT search open to everybody. And so with that step, the next thing they needed to do was this. They needed to make sure that what anybody wanted to do, OpenAI handled the picking and the selection because that enables them to be like the better, smarter version of Google search, right?
That is the point. So we should leave in these two things, which is this one here, the free tier of ChatGPT will get unlimited access to GPT-5. So first of all, that is going to be incredible that the free version is going to give you both non-reasoning and reasoning level intelligence that you can just go access. And the thing you're saying, which I actually think is a very smart point and I hadn't even seen, when you actually go to ChatGPT today, it's really just this free, it's basically Google. And
it's basically their version of Google search.
It's their version
Except
of Google search.
You can ask it to reason, you can ask it to search, and you can attach files. You can do a bunch of things that you can't do on Google search.
So this is going to have GPT-5, and then GPT-5 is going to be taking your prompt or just taking your question, and in the back end, figuring out how to make sure it gives you the reasoning model, the non-reasoning model, whatever you actually want. And so in that point, then we have got our personal, like human level expert personal assistant.
Yes.
And I think that is available for free for everyone. And then buckle up, because I don't know actually what happens then. Crazy shit happens then. That's what happens. Crazy shit happens then.
Like, right? Isn't it wild?
That everyone gets like a human level expert available at a website who can do incredible reasoning and non-reasoning tasks. There you go. Go wild. See what you all want to do. I think it's going to be just an incredibly wild year.
And then they'll upgrade people to their more advanced use cases and agents off of that core destination traffic, right? And that'll be a pretty smart business model. But the reality is, this quick update that we're giving you here is a big step forward in simplifying how everybody uses AI. And it's a big step forward in OpenAI trying to take on Google to be kind of the destination page. Because we're missing one more thing, Kieran, here, which is you could just say, like, I'm making this up and that, like, OpenAI is really not going after Google. But that would be a lie.
Well, so Sam Altman's going after he said he's going after all of it. So Google are part of it.
Well, I was trying to find the tweet.
So I'll just do all of your work and have all of the money, and then I'll figure out how to redistribute it back to you.
So our friends over at SimilarWeb every month share the top like 20 websites by traffic.
Oh yeah, cool.
And ChatGPT is now, I think, number 6. It moved up a couple spots, and Sam retweeted it and was basically like, still 6 places to go, right? Like he wants to be the number 1 most visited website in the world, and these steps are critical to get OpenAI to that point.
Yeah. That shows as well that first mover advantage does matter. That ChatGPT they're just like ingrained into people's brains that that's where you go to do AI. All of this talk about this model might be better, this model might be better. At the end of the day, none of those are appearing in the top 10 traffic websites.
I can tell you, Kieran, that I've seen some data on developer mindshare and developer adoption across these tools, and it is very skewed ChatGPT and OpenAI because of their first mover advantage.
Oh, I thought I saw Claude was starting to eat into that.
Claude has improved, but it's still OpenAI and ChatGPT are still over 50% of the developer ecosystem in AI right now.
So that's your OpenAI news. You are going to get human level intelligence for free at a website. You can just go crazy and think about some incredible tasks to do. Hope this was an informative episode. We give you the kind of down low here because we think it's really important information, and we will see you all next time in the next episode.
This data is wrong every freaking time.
Have you heard of HubSpot?
HubSpot is a CRM platform where everything is fully integrated.
Whoa, I can see the client's whole history, calls, support tickets, emails, and here's a task from 3 days ago I totally missed.
HubSpot. Grow better.